Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So you are talking about the need for Nigerians to support President Tinubu at this time. Precisely what are you asking them to hold on to in the face of the economic challenges, the skyrocketing price of food, add to it the latest development with insecurity?
Thank you very much. I think the mantra for this administration, that of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, right from the campaign period, rested clearly on renewed hope. And that message and that mantra is very strong. We have seen this administration move in that direction. But we have also had to deal with headwinds, strong headwinds, having to do with tough decisions that had to be taken. And of course, that centers around the fact that whatever is going on is an attempt to make sure that the hope of this country is renewed, that the button is reset, and that the man at the center right now is such a person that is adept at what he is doing, and we need to support him. It is a country of religion, a country of prayers, and we use moments like this, whether it's Ramadan, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Easter. Luckily, we have both the Lenten period and the Ramadan coming together again, as it's done in the past years. And my call is just to say this is the time for not just only sober reflection, but also a time for spiritual cleansing and a time to pray for this country and also pray for our leader. The Bible says we should pray for those in authority so that they can govern with the wisdom and knowledge that is necessary. And that's all I'm suing for this time, that this offers an opportunity to intensify our prayers for our president, but also for our country.
You acknowledge that it's taken some tough decisions, and part of your message reads that the question is, will Nigerians be patient with him to carry out the surgery necessary to restore and rescue Nigeria? You seem to have qualified this as a surgical operation being taken by Dr. Tinubu, if we put it that way. But in the field of medicine, there is what they call anesthesia. Do you think this administration is doing well in that regard to provide the succor, in the period of time within which these tough decisions are being made?
Absolutely. When you look at governance the world over, every government urges for patience and understanding, so it's not different. But also when you apply anesthesia, even within the medical field, it takes a while. You apply it and then it takes a while to work and it takes a while to wear off. It's a process, and I believe that this country needs a surgical operation. And I say we have a surgeon general, somebody adept at governance, somebody experienced from the corporate world and also in the political system, and is the man for the moment. I spoke about Robert Frost, who wrote about the road less traveled, and the fact that this president has chosen the road less traveled by a previous president means that there are some things we have to put up with, and he has chosen the road less traveled that will lead this country in the direction that is needed. With tough decisions have been taken, and I know that this anesthesia have been applied, the palliatives, other policies are coming in place. You see this government responding as quickly as they can. But of course, we must be patient for this to work through. Recall, even if you have malaria and you complain bitterly to the doctor, he's not going to give you 7 injections at once. It's going to, you spread your medication, spread your injection over days, and slowly you recover and get back to your full strength. This economy will get back to its full strength. We've seen a lot of efforts, policy initiatives coming from the CBN, from the Minister of Finance, and other segments. We see several organs of government activated in this direction in support of what the president is doing. And I think that's the focus. It's about this country. If you listen to President Joe Biden's speech, he said, look, this country is a country that comes back from setback and becomes a comeback. And I think for Nigeria, we can come back from our setbacks and our delays into become a comeback country. And I think that's what this president is about, to make sure that this country comes back. President Biden also said in the State of the Union address, don't support your country only when it wins. You must support your country all the time. President Obama also said that when you wish that your president fails, that means
if I can jump in quickly, it brings us then to the question of how long does it take? What is the gestation period of these ideas and decisions? You're asking Nigerians to be patient. We are probably entering the 10th month of this administration. Do you think there's a timeline that you're privy to within which all of these efforts will come to fruition and Nigerians will begin to get some relief?
Well, you see, like I said earlier, if you're adept at governance, there's no silver bullet. It's social engineering, and it takes time. What is important is that are we getting the right signs? Are we getting the right indications? Are we getting the right leadership? Do we have a president that is leading from the front? Are the lieutenants also, sitting up and doing what is right? And I think we're getting the right sounds. We're getting the right vibes. We see a determination to make sure that we survive the headwinds. So as to placing time on it, realistically, from the point of governance, you can't really place a time on it. But I know very clearly that we're headed in the right direction, that this present situation will not last forever, and I think that Nigerians should be patient. Things will get better.
Presidency itself has a time tenor, so I understand your point, but also this president is also running against time. Do you agree, Mr. Dare?
Well, yes, to some extent. The
president has
when I look back to
4 years, rather.
Yes, we're not even up to the 1 year mark, And very often when you look at past governments, the first year is always a year of headwinds. You have to really deal with a lot of things. Governance is a continuum. You inherit liabilities, you inherit assets, you consolidate on some programs, you review some, you bring in new ones, and then it takes a while to work. Don't forget that some of these policies have to depend also on the sub-national governments, have to depend on local government, and the federal government must work through them. And it's a process. Now, we see that process taking place. And as it goes through, bottom up, we'll see, and top down, we will see the impact for Nigerians overall.
Former Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.